welcome back to the Birds Party channel. Today I'm going to share with you some really easy DIY ideas for styling a Mardi Gras bar cart. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my delicious but super easy to make Cajun inspired Bloody Mary. Yum! It's perfect to serve at your Mardi Gras celebrations and to add to your bar cart. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below if you're not already subscribed, and hit the bell button so you're notified each time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get the party started. And the first thing that I did, or the first DIY for this bar cart, is this beautiful floral bouquet. I love adding flowers to any bar cart or any table, and this is the perfect occasion. It adds lots of color and is really inexpensive, and obviously fresh flowers makes any space look extra special. And for this bouquet, it was so easy to put together, you guys, and I use a combination of real flowers with some faux flowers as well. So I've chosen flowers that are in season like irises and chrysanthemums because these are the Mardi Gras colors, so purples, yellows and greens. So feel free to select whatever blooms tickle your fancy. And also I'm using some eucalyptus branches and some other faux flowers to complement my bouquet and make it really nice and full. And because we're using real flowers, of course you're going to need floral foam that you can actually wet to help keep those flowers looking beautiful for longer. And of course you're going to use a pair of secateurs as well to trim all your real flowers. And all that I did here was to place my floral foam inside a vase, and then I arranged all of my faux flowers inside the vase. And there is no secret rule here. You just basically turn your arrangement around and see where you need to fill in with the flowers. And to finish it off, I took my real flowers and I trimmed them to fit the height of my vase, and I just placed them strategically where it needed, where there were any gaps or where I thought I need a little pop of color. For instance, with the irises, I did not buy many, as you can see, but they added a gorgeous pop of purple and yellow to certain places around the bouquet. So make sure that you turn your bouquet around, have a look where there are any gaps, where they need to be filled, and use your real blooms to really make the bouquet shine and make it look really full. And as you can see, this is really easy to recreate at home. You don't need any special skills, you don't need to be a florist to create beautiful arrangements that are also very cost effective for any party or any celebration that you may be hosting. And there you have it, you guys. I love how this arrangement turned out. As you saw, it's so easy to put together, and I hope you get inspired to have a go at some floral arrangements for your next celebration or even for Mardi Gras. Obviously you can change the colors of the blooms that you use, but the technique is basically the same. Next up, I'm going to share with you how I made these gorgeous sparkly garlands and this beaded garland that I used to decorate the front of my bar cart, but I think it also looked really great decorating walls or photo booths as well, and used as backdrops. And for this DIY project, all you're going to need are some colored cardstock, and I'm using purple, gold and green as well, with different textures, and also glittered cardstock. And I'll be sure to link all the supplies that I'm using for this DIY and all the DIYs in this video down in the description box for you. And all that we're going to do is to punch out some circles, and to do that I'm using a paper puncher. As you can see, it's a scalloped circle paper puncher, and once again the link to these items will be down in the description box. And obviously the number of circles that you need to punch out will depend on how long you want the garland to be. And once you've punched out all the circles, just arrange them how you want them, alternating the colors, and then use a bit of fishing line to create the garland. And all that I'm doing here to attach the fishing line to the circles is to turn the first layer of circles around. We're going to add some hot glue to this, and then we're going to add a second layer of circles on top to actually sandwich the fishing line in between the two circles. And this will ensure that your garland looks beautiful from any angle. If you have a little bit of wind and the garland happens to turn around, you won't see the ugly cardboard on the other side. And just make sure you align the two circles together with a bit of hot glue in the center, as you can see, and sandwich the fishing line in between. And you carry on doing that for all the circles until you have a garland of your desired length. So easy. And a little tip for you guys, do not check out any scraps of cardstock that you have left over from this project, because you can use a smaller paper punch to create some adorable confetti that you can use to decorate and sprinkle all over your bar cart. Now on to the next DIY, which is the beaded garland that I used to decorate the front of my bar cart. I actually ran out of the colors that I used for that, so I'm just using red and blue beads here to show you how I made it. And you have two options. You can use wooden beads, colored wooden beads that you can buy in any local craft store, or you can use what I did here, which are these paper mache balls that you can find in those multi-packs, those birthday multi-packs that you can buy anywhere. And this is what I had at home, so I went for that because I didn't want to buy anything extra. And with these paper mache balls, you have one side that has a hole, and underneath of the bead you have a little indentation where you can use your embroidery needle and pierce through to get to the other side. You just need to press a little bit, it's not that hard, and then you can thread all the beads through your embroidery needle to create your garland. So I'm alternating the colors of the beads here, but obviously if you're using wooden beads, this process is much simpler. And the needle that I'm using here is an embroidery needle, which is larger and fits the hole perfectly. But obviously feel free to use whatever materials and supplies that are handy to you. If you have paper mache balls, use that. If you have wooden beads, use that. And obviously you can vary the colors as well. And I should mention that with these paper mache beads, it's a little bit harder because sometimes when you push the needle through, as you saw, you get a little bit of the paper that comes through, but no big deal, you just push that back in and all is good. And you just carry on doing that once again until you reach the desired length of garland that you want to tie around your bar cart or for whatever decoration you're using the garland for. And as I promised, here is my delicious Cajun inspired Bloody Mary that is perfect to serve on Mardi Gras. And for this cocktail you're going to need some tomato juice that you're going to place in a large jug, and I'll be sure to leave all the measurements down in the description box for you and a printable recipe on the blog as well. We're going to need some vodka, of course, this is a Bloody Mary, and then we're going to add all the spices and all the seasoning like Lea and Perrin sauce or Worcester sauce, some Tabasco because I do love my Tabasco, I am obsessed and I like things really spicy, so I added some black pepper on top of that as well. And because this is a Cajun Bloody Mary, of course, we're going to add some Cajun spices, and this is a Cajun spice mix that I bought ready-made in my local supermarket, but you can actually make your own as well. And once you've added all that deliciousness, you're just going to make sure that you stir everything really nicely to make sure all the ingredients are amalgamated, and obviously refrigerate this before you serve it to your guests. And what I like to do just before serving is to rim my glasses with a little bit of lemon and just dip that into the Cajun spice seasoning to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of decoration to my glasses as well. And of course, just before serving, you can let your guests choose their own garnishes and their own toppings like celery sticks, which are great as drink stirrers as well. And here I have some lemon, chilies, olives and pickled onions, but feel free to provide whatever garnishes that you prefer and that your guests are going to love. And then all that you have to do, of course, is to place your Bloody Mary and all the delicious toppings and garnishes onto your bar cart to let your guests have fun and mix up their own cocktails and customize their own drinks. And the very last DIY that I made for this bar cart was this gorgeous balloon garland, which I've actually showed you guys how to make in a previous video here on the channel, so I'll be sure to link that up on the iCards and also down in the description box. I love this balloon garland because it adds lots of coloured interest to a blank wall, and it also doubles as a photo booth backdrop for your Mardi Gras photos. And if you'd like more recipe ideas, DIY crafts and party decor, don't forget to check out playlists over here for more inspiration and fun videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye! Now I'm off to try this. Yum!